Alright, for exercise number 4, the first thing that you want to notice is that we are working with millimeters. So I'm going to go to SketchUp, make sure I select the millimeters template, and I'm going to draw the bottom of the alignment bracket. So let's just take a minute and look at this. It says that the width of the rectangle is 40 millimeters, the overall length is 100 millimeters, the height is 10, and then it has 3 holes cut through it. Each of those holes has a diameter of 20 millimeters. The holes are exactly 20 millimeters from the edge and from both edges, and then this says 2 times 30, so that means that the distance between these two center points is 30 and these two centers is 30. So for an overall, for this circle, it'd be 20 from that edge and 50 from this edge over here. So let's go ahead and see if we can draw that. I'm going to select the rectangle tool, and I'm going to go 100, 40. That is the bottom of the alignment bracket. Select Zoom Extents. Orbit into a view that you feel comfortable with. Click, and it's 10 millimeters thick. Now I'm going to use what's called a construction line on this, which means I'm just going to use this to line my circles up and then I'll delete it later. Secondly, I'm going to use the measuring tape. From the edge to the middle, we know that that's 50 millimeters. So I'm going to put a circle right there, and I'm going to make this, the diameter is 20, but SketchUp is asking us for a radius, so we know that the radius should be 10. I'll take the tape measure again, and 20 millimeters from the edge is exactly where I want this circle. 10. And I'll do the same thing on this side. 20 millimeters. Alright, now I don't need this line anymore. That was just to help me construct my circles, so I can delete all of those. And now I can select these and push them through. Alright, so now the bottom of the alignment bracket is finished. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to try to draw this rectangle in the back, and then I'm going to pull this rectangle off of it. And you'll notice that it says the distance between right here and this point right here is 40 millimeters. However, we can also notice that it goes down back behind this bottom rectangle, and we know that this is 10 thick, so it's going to be 50 millimeters from the bottom of the entire shape to here, and then an additional 15 to the top, which I got from this dimension right here. So that's a total of 65 millimeters tall, and the shape is 40 millimeters wide. So let's go ahead and see if we can draw that. I'm going to go to the back of my shape, and I'm going to start this at 30 millimeters because to space this out equally on both sides, I would need 30 millimeters on both sides. I'm going to start my rectangle right there, and I'm going to do 65, 40. That gets pulled out 10 millimeters, and I'll show you where I got that when we go back to the drawing. I'll erase those lines. And now I'm going to measure down 15 millimeters for this, 15, tape measure, go across, and let's look at this again to see how far we have to pull that out. Alright, so I've drawn this rectangle right here, and I said I pulled it out 10 millimeters, and I got that dimension from right here. And now I'm pulling this, what you see is this rectangle right here. I just drew that on the surface, and I'm going to pull it out. It says the overall is 55, but I'm pulling it off of a surface that's already 10 millimeters thick, so I'm going to extrude it 45 millimeters. 45, enter. And now the last thing that I want to do is put those 2 holes in. And you really have to look at this because it can be a little bit tricky. So it says the diameter of 2 holes, there's only 2 holes left that we didn't draw, and it says they're 30 millimeters. 25 back from the front, and it should be 20 millimeters from this edge right here. So let's see if we can draw that. I'm going to go ahead and take the tape measuring tool. I'm going to go right to the center, measure back 25, and 20 from the edge. So right there, I'm going to put a circle, and the radius for this will be 15. Cut that through. Okay. Now I have one more hole right here that we need to do. Same thing, it's just 20 millimeters up from this surface, and then it has a diameter of 30. Let's go ahead and draw a construction line across there, and we know we need to be 20 from the edge. Okay. Oops. Alright, the last thing I have to do is cut this out. And I will get rid of the guidelines. Can delete some of these unnecessary lines. And it's complete. Finally, remember to add the dimensions, print screen, and post it in Google Classroom. Alright, good luck.